for Sutash. Now don't forget, we are about to launch the Sutash DVD. You are going to get a fabulous demonstration from the amazing Linda, who is here to show us how you can design things such as this amazing piece of jewellery. Have a look at that Sutash, an ancient technique, in fact, that has very recently, Linda, been fusioned into jewellery. Of course, we know that originally it was put into the shoulders of the army, the colonels, the captains, wasn't it?
Yeah, very much so. Yep.
So this here is a technique that's been used by, you know, real masters of their art, military precision almost. But to me, as a jewellery maker who's never done anything like this, who can sew but can't knit, is this something, am I going to be able to get such wonderful precision, such incredible pieces of jewellery by watching the DVD? Can I expect to achieve this high level easily?
Very easily. I mean, simply, if you can do a running stitch, if you can sew a button on, then you can Sutash.
Now, I do understand that a lot of people look at it and think, oh, it's so intricate, there's no way I'd be able to do it. Well, I tell you that actually, I'll answer that. You know that I am a simple kind of jewellery maker and a simple kind of girl, actually. I can do this. I can't knit. I can't. But I can Sutash. I can sew. I'm not very good at French knitting and things like that, but I can Sutash. This is something that is very simple to me. Now, I do compare it like knitting for you, because what I want you to understand is that just like you can't knit a jumper in half an hour, well, unless you're brilliant, it's kind of like that, Linda, would you say, with Sutash. These pieces take time, like reading a good book. It's something you can put back, put down and come back to. This is a technique that is, it is the same, it's fluid movement. It's like riding a bike over and over and over and over again, the same kind of design, but you know, I mean, you can embellish it as much as you want, or you can keep it as simple as you want. But would you agree that this is something that is methodical, that is, you know, that is very easy to pick up?
Yes, absolutely. You'll see from starting, I'm going to start very much at the very, very beginning. And just like jewellery making, once you learn how to do a simple, sort of using your findings very simply, this is how it will evolve. And it's the only medium I've ever come across that actually does evolve, as opposed to having a set finishing point, unless you're following a pattern, obviously. So it's great for people who are creative.
I'm not creative, but I do love doing this though. Do you know what the great thing is? If you are creative, you can really run with it. But if, like me, you're not so great at mustering up your own ideas, that's why we're here. That's why Linda's here. That's why we have guest designers, because we can be inspired. Now, I'm going to give you everything you need, and then we're going to dedicate as much time as we can to Linda, because so many of you are out there itching to see exactly how do we do this. Is it easy? That's the main question. Is this easy? We're going to show you just how easy. You know what the first thing to do is hop on the phone lines, because we are going to launch right now for you the Sutash DVD. On the phone lines with this one, so many times we've launched a brand new DVD to see it go and sell out straight on the launch. Don't let that happen with Sutash. Sutash you've seen plastered over all of your design magazines for a reason. The next hottest medium is Sutash, and you can make it as elaborate or as simple as you like. But the key thing is here that I know you see such precision, I know you see such neatness and tidiness and such amazing embellishments, but it is simple, and that, my darling jewellery makers, I promise you, hand on heart. Don't forget, we will give you a 30-day money-back guarantee. Even if you watch the DVD and think, I can't. I promise you it's simple. I promise you. Now, we are already experiencing, during this live show, very busy telephone lines. 100 of these have now been allocated. Introduction to Soutache, TEGC18. Of course, you can shop with us online today, and remember, a 30-day money-back guarantee. Now is the time to pick up your Soutache DVD while you can. And for $4.95, I do believe, as the hour develops with the fabulous Linda, you will be further inspired, and you will want to pick this up now. Remember, if you don't love what Linda has done, cancel your order or use the 30-day money-back guarantee. But right now, while you can get this DVD in stock, get it. I cannot bear when you miss out on things and then come back and say, you didn't tell me. But these DVDs that we launch so very, very often sell out straight away. From the very, very bridal embellishment we're seeing right here. Now this is beautiful. I can almost imagine a cross made of Soutache, you know, for a wedding piece. I think this is absolutely striking and subtle and detailed. Intricacy is wonderful on this piece, and the neatness and the tidiness, and can I just say, is a little bit of a cheat, and this is what I like about this, because you hide all your stitches. And we're going to give you the mediums to do all of that. You hide it all behind here, and then it'll sit nice and comfortably. I'm going to talk to you about the foundation and all of that lot, and that's what I'm going to, all of that lot, good grammar there, Jan. I'm going to give you the details. This I love peridot greens. Now we are very busy on the phone lines. Please, if you are watching the live show and you're experiencing engaged tone, please keep retrying. If you're in a queue, stay where you are. You're in a lucky position. Now, I've only got for you during the live show. If you're watching this on a repeat, then always, of course, try, because we are repeating this during the day on our TV channel, then there's likelihood that there is stock, and that's why we're repeating it. If you're watching us, of course, on YouTube, I can't make any guarantees. Let's give to you the starter bundle, and let me talk you through the starter bundle. Now, you get a great big piece of foundation board. And according to my research, the foundation board, we're going to give you the price tag that you would pay for one foundation board should you be shopping elsewhere, there or thereabouts, but I'm going to give you so much more. The large foundation board is wonderful for starting off a big bib piece. Now you need your foundation board. Let me just explain it to you, because if you're looking, you're thinking, well, hang on, this is the first time I've ever seen Soutache. What on earth is blinking foundation board? Don't worry, my darling jewellery makers. I'm about to shed some light on that. But again, if I can understand it, you can. I'm a simple girl. Now, if you want to be able to work easily, use foundation board. Now you use this to place your gemstones onto, and you can sew into the foundation board. You then have a gemstone that will stay in place. Use your center gemstone, and then if you want to do the beaded chain around that, then fantastic. It's giving you that foundation, just as its name suggests, for you to then, and then you would then put the felt back in, on the back, because onto your foundation board you will see some stitches at the back. Don't worry about that, that's normal. You're stitching your gemstones on to the foundation board. Now the larger foundation beading foundation is great for a big bib style necklace, something like that, or you can use it in sections. You don't have to use it all in one piece. We've got the smaller for smaller projects such as earrings, rings, pendants, etc. Now this will last you a while. It'll last you a few projects, or lots of projects actually. Then you've got your needles. Now remember that this pack actually is, this whole starter pack actually is being brought to you by the Beadsmith, who are a jewellery maker specific company, jewellery making specific company, who actually launched their own Soutache. Now we're very, very busy, so please make sure you pick up yours very quickly. 4 of your beading needles in the perfect diameter for Soutache. You've also got your white and your black Eslon thread. You need this to stitch the ditch. We're going to be talking about stitching the ditch with Linda in just a sec. Don't panic if I'm talking in riddles and rhymes. I know it's a normal thing for me, but stitching the ditch isn't a new dance. It's actually something we're doing, although actually I might make it into a dance as well. Sounds good, oh, why not? Now you've got to be quick with this one. We don't have loads. This is your starter kit. All you need, of course, then is your gemstones and your Soutache cord, which of course I'm going to be bringing you, won't I? Absolutely. Now, what's the price tag if you were to be going out there and paying for the large beading foundation somewhere in the region of £7.95. You're not paying that one price for one beading foundation. You're paying that for everything. A brand new medium for £7.95. You've got to just add the Sutash cords, which we're going to give you at a very affordable price tag. Hop on those phone lines, 0800 644 655. There is a queue for this, and a lot of you today during the live show, of course, shopping online. Please ignore the stock updates that I'm giving you if you're watching this as a repeat. Right now on Sunday the 1st of September we are live. Now I want to just show you before, oh, can we show this first, Claire? Have a look at this. Now this is in my hair and that's where it's staying. How gorgeous. I just love it. Bridal pieces. Now Linda and Sheila together, it's very Maid Marian, isn't it? To look all innocent. Now there's something very bridal about this, and actually Linda and Sheila together make the most stunningly beautiful classic pieces. So if your edge is classic, if your edge is contemporary, it doesn't matter. You can fusion your own tastes, your own styles, your own designs into this medium. Let's go on over without further ado to the wonderful Linda and see how she actually incorporates her style into Sutash. And do think about you actually putting your tastes, your designs into Sutash too. Now, Linda, talk to me about what really grasped you with Sutash, because I know that it's something we've seen buzzing around. All of the magazines have got Sutash.
They have. It's very much in its infancy at the minute, jewellery maker wise. It's been around for a long time in textiles, which is what I used to do years ago. But to incorporate it into jewellery is quite new, so we're very much at the beginning of this new fashion. It's a lovely, relaxing thing to do. You can do it in front of television, etc., etc. Once you get started, it's nowhere near as scary as it looks. Trust me on that.
I promise you.
And I must say, as far as the DVD is concerned, that if you look, you won't find a fat lot of information out there at the minute as far as books are concerned. It's mostly Eastern European, so it needs translating. So you won't find a lot of information into how-tos from that point, no matter how hard you look. You won't find much in the way of DVD. So honestly, consequently, this DVD is probably, definitely the best purchase that you can make, because you're going to get how-tos and projects.
Can I just say, I am absolutely breathtaken by this piece. Now that is, you know, I love my history. I'm reading the Red Queen at the moment, and I'm thinking, you know, all of this. It's so oldie worldy.
Yes, but, you know, but very contemporary as well.
This is stunning, and I think this is super bridal, absolutely striking. And your pieces, I mean, that to me is bridal.
Definitely.
And it's intricate. Now, without further ado, I just need to give you a very quick stock update, and that is that approaching a third of the DVD has now gone and sold out, so you've got to be fast. Now, where do I start, Linda?
Okay, right, well, we start with, we're going to do the very, very simple, what we almost call the koala look, the koala face look, 2 big eyes and a focal point in the middle.
Like this, like the big piece?
Yes. Basically, you need to be, let me just say a couple of points. You need to be incredibly generous with your Sutash. Please don't cut short lengths. I mean, if you want to, use the whole length of Sutash off its wrapper to start with. I can't emphasize how important that is. Don't be stingy with it, because you don't know when you want to stop.
Do I just carry on with a reel then instead of cutting it?
You can carry on with a reel. You can just take the whole thing off the reel and start in the centre of it. But just don't be stingy with it. Okay. And also, I must say that Beadsmith are the manufacturer that solely makes Sutash for jewellery making. Any other cord, trust me, is not adequate, okay? But
and why is that? Because it frays?
It frays. I mean, Sutash by nature will fray. That's not a major problem, but the Beadsmith Sutash has got firmer edges, it's got a nicer ditch to it, it's got a nicer feel to it, and consequently it will give you a better end product. So this isn't something that we need to be sort of stingy with. We need to get the best for the best results.
And all of our soutache is from the beadsmith.
Yes, absolutely.
And it's jewelry. Now, talk to me. What are you? What you and I have been referencing the ditch? What on earth are we talking about?
When we cut a length of soutache off, like let's just start at the very beginning. We cut a length of soutache off, and obviously because it's come off of the reel, it's a little bit dented. So the first thing that we do is we just literally pull it to straighten it up. Okay, purists will iron it, but we just do that. Okay. Now you can see, if you look, if the camera can get, you can see in the centre. See that? There's the ditch, right smack bang in the centre. That middle bit. That's what we stitch into, that very centre point, and that's where we will hide stitches. Okay. In a perfect world, we could do with using matching threads, but when we're starting off with our threads and we're building on threads, it really doesn't matter which colour you use. Perhaps it's the very last thread that you lose, the very last cord that you use. Get your matching cotton silks to go on that. Okay. Now to start off, I'm going to start off. This is where we're going to get to on this little start off. This is the first wrap of the bead. Okay, now we're just using the bead and the cord. We're not using any beading foundation at the moment. That's more so for cabochon settings, etc. Okay. So thread the needle. Size 12 needle is perfect.
That's the one I get in my starter kit.
That's the one that's in the starter kit. Use a workable length of thread, not too little, not too much. You don't want to run out too soon, but you need to work with it. The very end of the thread, about 1 inch from the thread, just do a little overhand knot there as your stopper. Okay, the smallest knot that you can get.
That's a good tip actually, because I actually did this and I was going in, out, in, out, in, out, like I used to do with sewing.
Yeah, no, don't.
That's
just
easier.
Put the knot there, it'll hide in the ditch. It's going to hide with the next set of threads, or it's going to hide with some beading around it. Okay.
Sense, yeah.
So we've now cut our workable length of our cord. Now starting in the centre, roughly, okay, we're going to just enter the needle. Let me turn it this way around. We're going to pop the needle into that ditch. Okay.
So straight
through the ditch. You'll know when you've hit the ditch because it'll go through like butter. If it's got some restriction on it, you haven't hit the ditch, you've hit the side rib, okay? So we go in, and this, although it's away from me, we're coming in at the top, okay? Pull it through, pull your needle through, okay? Don't worry about that little, we trim that off later. And then perhaps just a millimetre to the side, back through the ditch and come out again, okay? Pull through. Okay. Now this is what we call our sealing knot, okay, so that it won't come out while we're working through the piece. And then take the needle as near as you can to the knot without splitting it and come back through the ditch. We've now basically sealed our first stitch. Now we can put the bead on, okay? So we take whichever bead that you're using, pop it through the needle, okay, literally, and because we're using a size 12 needle, you'll find that gemstones will go through a tree.
Now, would a normal pearl go through there all right?
Yes, yes, I've used normal pearls. I mean, obviously it's the look of the drawer, but a size 12 needle is very fine. The hardest thing you'll find is threading it, because it is so fine.
Oh, I got my handy for that.
Yeah, exactly. I was just about to say the handy is brilliant for that, for threading your needle. And what I like about these size 12, these beadsmith needles, is they're nice and long to work with. You don't want to work with a short needle.
Do you think that the handy is a very good addition actually to Sutash?
Without a shadow of a doubt, of course it is. Yeah, absolutely. Anything that you can have that will either hold the cords either side, like handy will, or have the magnifying glass, brilliant. So we've now threaded on, after our 3 stitches, we've threaded on our bead. Now what you need to do now is, don't worry too much where that direction of that bead is going, but take your needle back about a couple of millimetres from the original stitch, okay, and pull through. Okay, and see how that's moved round? See that bead now has moved around, it's starting to wrap. Pull this one around, so we're wrapping the bead, okay?
So now you're hugging the bead entirely.
I'm hugging the bead around. See, it's just hugged around, okay? And then, holding that as firm as you can, go again into the point that you've just entered that cord and find the hole.
Can I just say you're doing this with such amazing precision, because you're doing this for demonstration purposes, which isn't easy. And but you know what?
I am shaking. But take just about 1/2 millimetre from where that's exiting, take the needle back through the ditch, find the hole of the gemstone or the pearl that you're using, and literally just bring it out. Okay, bring it in.
You're just sewing it in.
That's exactly right. It's just simply a running stitch. And then, what we do then, you see where that cotton is coming out?
Yeah.
If you wrap around the bead now,
you can
and find
sneak it in
where
there.
it's, and then take the needle into that cord there, pull through, okay? And now we're halfway around, well, we're 3/4 way around the bead. Pull it through.
Easy.
It is easy. It's so easy once you see it done. Hold on with finger and thumb, okay? So you've got it completely wrapped around like a little headscarf, and then take it through. See how easy it comes? You know you're in the ditch because it's gone through like butter. Again, we're just confirming that now. Take it back through. You can do this as many times as you want. If I forget to say at a later date about working with the soutache and working when we get further through the design, please don't worry what happens to the back of a design, because as Jenny mentioned earlier, we have all our backing fabrics to tidy that all up afterwards.
And it's really important not to stress about that, because that's what it's for. That's what your foundation is for, concealing all of those.
At all about it.
No, and it really is. I mean, this is easy. Now I can sort of imagine how you're going to frame it with the second one. You can now the light bulbs are going off. This is genuinely extremely easy, even though it looks like the most complicated thing. And that's the brilliance of it.
It absolutely is.
My friends would never believe that I could do something like this.
It's one of those things that you look at and you think, how? But once you're shown, well, the light bulbs come on.
Knowledge is power, isn't it? Yeah.
So that's our first cord around our first bead, okay? As you get a little bit more experienced, okay, probably when you're sort of two pieces in to soutache design, you'll start to work with more than one cord at a time. You will actually work with 3 cords at a time and go
them up
straight in with 3. But it's just best to start off very, very simply in the beginning.
But I always think, with anything, I mean, I love it. I just think, look at that, it just looks so incredible. It looks like you've sat there for days and days and days and days. But just like, I mean, it's not a 2-minute thing, as we can see.
No.
Like again, I always say it's like making an item of clothing, or like knitting in the way, you know.
But soutache is something that you will end up really enjoying doing, and it's very addictive, and you will just love it. As I say, you can end up with some stunning pieces, and you can use it for fabric design, you can use it for jewellery, you can use it for loads of things. The next step is adding the next layer of our cord. Now, when I say please don't be stingy with the cord, I'll show you an example later where that will probably give you more of an image as why you shouldn't be working with short ends. Always work through the centre so that you've got, because the cord that you're leaving, that you're not working on at the moment, will be worked into the design at some point later, so please make sure that you have plenty. So your next layer of soutache, again, take roughly in the centre and take the needle, right, into the ditch, right, we're going through the ditch, and then just pull through. With that knot at the end like we did before? It's already on, it's already attached to the previous cord. You're using the same thing, aren't you? I'm using the same needle. Silly me. So now we've got that attached there at the neck. Right, now I'm going to slightly turn this around now, because I want to do the tiniest, weeniest stitch possible on the outside and come in. Can you see it's coming in through that rib? Yes. Oh. Okay. Now, where you're gathering the what you have to be careful of, and it will happen, so please don't do your stitches quickly. Okay, do the stitches quite slowly. Why? Because your cord and your cotton might at some point get a little bit tangled, so work the stitches slowly and watch it coming through, okay? Okay. So hold that there, we've come up through the rib, okay? And exactly what I've just said is happens. Push your, as you've done it slowly, you can see it coming through, okay? That needs to come through there, and then we're through, okay? Now, the cotton now, the silk Eslon thread, is exiting that first one, just in there. Can you see it's just in there? Yeah. And then so now take your needle on a diagonal, and you can afford to go up a little bit further. Find the ditch in the cord.
Is it important to go on a diagonal?
Yes, it is, because you're getting your biggest stitch on your first one, and so you can afford to do tinier stitches as you work round. Okay, pull through. Okay.
Yeah.
You see it's hugging in?
Yeah.
So the next thing to do is a very tiny stitch in the ditch.
Oh, in the side, yeah, and then
come out through the rib and pull again.
Rib, okay.
Okay. Now work that round, so go onto the diagonal again, find the ditch in the cord that you're working on, and pull through. Okay. You see it's starting to hug all the way around.
Yeah.
So if I just put that one down.
So you just repeat that
You just
over and
repeat
over
that
again.
all the way around, and then exactly the same thing when you get to this point here, you just stitch and corroborate that little neckline piece there. Okay? So you can do that with as many threads as you want.
So you can just keep on embellishing,
embellishing as many as you want. I mean, 3 is probably the way to start.
I need to let you all know the details for your DVD TEG C18. I've got to say, I think you've all just realised how simple Sutash is. There are enormous queues on the phone lines building. Please, we are encouraging you to shop online during this live show on the 1st of September. While you will be answered when you're on the phone lines. Please don't hang up. If you're there, you're lucky. But if you don't have time to wait in a queue, then it's JewelleryMaker.com for you. $4.95 for a step-by-step Sutash DVD. So Linda, where next?
Right, okay, so we've now put on our 3 layers, okay, and we've got our thread exiting at the little dent, as it were, there. So the next point we're looking to achieve is this sort of koala face. Sorry Claire. Okay, so we're now looking to do what I just call the twist. So which is why you need to have plenty of Sutash left over in order to do just that.
Now I've got the colours that you're using right here, and a lot of people are asking if they can buy the Sutash cord from us, and will it be that quality? It is. Now I'm going to give you this ever so quickly because I want to concentrate on Linda's demonstration, because so many of you, that's what you're tuning in for right now. I've got the nude, I've got the cream, I've got the khaki, I've got beige. I've got the what colour is that? The silver.
That's the silver.
Oh, there's the deep silver, and then I've got the backing. Is this backing felt?
Yes,
is that what it's called?
Yes.
Now this will hide, the backing felt will hide all of your stitches that are on your foundation. So please remember that we are covering absolutely everything for you. For all these beautiful colours, all these neutral colours, and in fact the colours that Linda is using here, you get 3 yards of each colour for one price tag of just £9.95. Can we expect to get quite a few projects out of these?
Oh, absolutely, definitely. Yes, definitely. As I say, don't be stingy with it, but you will get. I mean, I think I've done probably with one pack, I've managed, I think, 2 to 3 sizable projects. But really, I mean, this is not an expensive hobby. It's a fabulous product, and you will find that your end piece will only be as good as the components that you've used to start with, and this is the best, without a doubt.
It is,
and I've used a few, and this is definitely the best. I can say that categorically.
Now I've got to let you know that this is about to sell out. The neutral shades, we've only got 7 left during the live show on the 1st of September. So please make sure you are securing orders online. Don't leave things in baskets, because at $9.95 we're down to the last 4 now. I'm going to very quickly give you the blues and purples, which is absolutely stunning. And I'm going to be as quick as I can with these. And again, they're quite low stock actually, so please be quick. If you love it and you want it, remember your 30-day money-back guarantee. You can always send things back, but there's nothing worse than having to wait for something and everyone else has got theirs and you don't have yours. Look at all of these gorgeous colours. The quality is exceptional. Let's get your price tag out there as soon as we can. HFG C17, $9.95. Again, the same. How many yards do we get? 50 yards. 15, sorry, 15 yards. Yeah, absolutely. 3 yards in each colour for $9.95.
It's very competitive, that is, Jenny. Very competitive.
Do you know, I did a bit of research, and actually, it's very good.
That's if you can find it.
And the stuff I found in the big store wasn't the quality of this.
No.
Anywhere near it.
No. Definitely not. No.
Let's press on, and don't forget you can get your DVD $4.95. Very, very popular. A huge amount of the stock of the DVD has gone. Are we going to do the bright one because these are all about to sell out? How many have I got left of the blues?
You have to have them all, Jenny. You have to have them all because all gemstones are different colours and everything.
Absolutely.
And you can go to town. Just go to town.
Yeah, don't just pick your favourite colours because you're gonna wish you've got loads. And once they're gone, I can never promise what days that we're gonna get things back.
It's taken us a long time to get this quality.
Believe me, we've been waiting and waiting and waiting. Now, we have researched in depth the best quality. The Beadsmith undoubtedly is the best Sutash.
The only Sutash to have, I must say that from a consumer point of view.
The only Sutash to have.
That's not from a selling point of view, that's from a consumer.
Now, loads of you buzzing around the phone lines for these. You get your backing as well. EAG C26. Now this is going to be another sellout, I'm absolutely sure of it. 0800 644 655. Please make sure you add the DVD to your order. A lot of you will miss out if not, and I don't want anybody. Half the stock of this is already gone that we had during this live masterclass. If you're watching the repeat, it's because we've got stock back in. It'll probably be after Christmas. Try us out. $9.95 for the Beadsmith Sutash. Well done to those that have. Now I know you want to get on with the demo, and I can't wait to see where Linda's going to take us next with Sutash. So Linda, where are we?
Right, now if we can complete this demo, then you are completely and utterly set for Sutash making. Whatever pattern you want to do, whatever you want to do, you're completely and utterly set. We're now going into the little rollbacks, okay? So
these parts.
Yes, we're coming into these two dark, gorgeous dark midnight blue pearls down the bottom there. We always start at this sort of first gem. That's our first gemstone there, and we're working around. I mean, at some point in the near future, we'll go further with Sutash, a lot further, demo-wise, etc. You can have as much as you want. Just let us know what you want, and I'll try and do that. Just I'm going to do workshops, all sorts of things. So much as you want, let me know, and I'll try and do it.
Now you've used the rounds. Think about the large slabs that you can use, and actually using your larger gemstones, just making bigger projects.
Exactly. I mean, when you start, I would start with probably the biggest rounded bead that you start with. Start with your 8mm as a focal point. It's got to
have an edge or a round?
No, it can be a round. I would think is probably the easiest way to start. Definitely a round. And start with say 8mm, going to 6mm, and then you can go down to 4mm for little embellishment. So 8, 6, 4 is probably the way to go, because the cord's quite delicate. You don't want to, you want to see all of it really.
Absolutely. Okay.
Right, now we've got to the point where we've put on our 3 layers, and you will come to putting those 3 layers on at some point in one go. So we've exited just in the little neck here. So with our S-on thread still on our needle, this is the time now when we just add another bead, this gorgeous midnight blue pearl, okay, and we let that drop just to there. Now we're working, if you can see, we've got 6 threads. We have 6 threads dropping here. We're working on 3 and 3, a right and a left. So we take these 3, okay, and this is a little bit difficult because at home I would pick it up, but I'm trying to keep it flat down here and trying not to get my roots in view. So we get these parallel as much as I can possibly do it under the cameras, okay?
Okay.
We let that bead drop towards these cords.
Okay.
Then you can see it's a rough point here. It's probably going to end up around there. So stitch the ditch, and as I say, if you feel some restriction, you're not in the ditch, take it out. Okay.
It'll naturally.
Yeah, it'll naturally find the ditch. It'll just go through literally like butter into the ditch. Okay. So pull that through. Okay, and you see that's sat now quite nicely, and it just needs to be wrapped. So what we're going to do now is form what I call the inside curve. Okay, so again, on keeping these, this is where it's a little bit awkward for me to demonstrate because I've got these 3 cords, and there's no way around this now. You've got your 3 cords there. So, but at home, just keep them in a little bunch, as it were, and now you're on the outside here. So this is going to form the outside. So we're going to go in with a tiny stitch through the ditch. This is forming our outside curve, okay? And then we can afford to go back again, but on a slightly, this is the inner curve. So,
so it's going to be hidden?
Yeah, that'll be hidden, that one will. So pull that through, just make sure my needle doesn't
So it doesn't matter that you can see a stitch because it will
No, it doesn't matter at all. Because at the end of the day, you're more than likely going to bead around there.
Yes.
Or you're going to put another length of thread around it and you'll use your matching cotton. What I must just tell you is, don't be tempted to pull your stitches too tight. Err on the side of gently, gently, because otherwise you're going to pucker up. Okay?
You don't want it. You don't want that to happen.
Right.
Yes.
So now it's starting to curve around, but just keep testing how far it's gone. So now we're going to just do another tiny stitch through the ditch.
Stitch the ditch.
Okay. And we probably need at least one more on our inside curve. Okay. Now we can take this around now, and we can see where we are. So I'm going to switch this around and see if I can get the camera to go on it this way. And now is the time when finger and thumb, okay, start to turn it towards the back. Your excess threads.
Oh, I see. Cross
turn
it, kiss
towards
it
the back. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
We can still afford to put one stitch in here. Okay. But with that stitch, I'm going to pull it through, and I'm just going to exit. See, I've exited on the front. Don't worry about exiting on the front. That's absolutely fine.
Where would you? Okay, and then how do I conceal the next stitch?
Right. Well, the next one is where that's exited. Okay, which is just on the rib. It's in between the two sets of cord.
Yeah.
Push through again, and you'll feel the restriction of that cord behind.
Yes. Yes.
So you're consolidating your stitch.
Oh,
okay?
I see.
Pull through again.
Okay. And I can't see that at all now.
No. And then you just. I mean, obviously, you're going to take a lot more time than I've got the luxury of. So come back through again. And you've come through. If you can stitch a button on, you know, we can normally find the hole in a button without looking, and pull through.
It's all about feeling, actually. No, and that's why actually a lot of the time your eyes can deceive you when it comes to sewing, can't it? Especially with things like buttons.
The tiniest of stitches, almost at the same point, stitch back through, and you're hitting that excess every time afterwards. Okay, and then all you need to do then, when you finally put in your final stitches, is to come back to the back.
Yeah.
And then where you've got it pinched here is just take it through all 3 layers. Okay, all 3 layers. Okay. Now, what you need to do now is you would automatically with a sewing think to come back and go, but do parallel stitches.
Parallel stitches.
So go back through where you've exited. Okay. In other words, working up. Alongside it, so we're doing parallel stitches. It's quite difficult for me to do it because I need to get over the top. Actually, but just do parallel stitches. Okay, now do as many of those as you want. Now, when you come to, don't at this point get rid of that, because you just need to do the mirror image, exactly what I've just showed you. Do the mirror image on that side. Okay. Now, if I put that one out of the way and show you this,
and I'll give you look. This is the finished design.
That's a very simplistic soutache with a brick stitch edging.
Can we just have a look at what you've just completed as well? There we go. Thank you, darling. Okay. Now, just to let you know, the bundle on your screen, the cords of the Brights, is about to sell out. Now, remember that you need to make sure that you are checking out baskets. We are extremely busy. See how it's coming together already? Isn't this so much easier than you realise? Now, very quickly, before Linda moves on to the next stage, I'm going to give you the perfect gemstone bundle that Linda has chosen for you to create or recreate a design just like this. If you bought the neutrals, it's going to look beautiful together with that. I've got 2 strands. These are really easy, aren't they?
Yeah. It's when you're using gemstone or any medium to do soutache with, just remember that you've got fabric behind it and at the side of it, so not a lot of light is going to pass through it. So these gorgeous opaque gemstones are the way to go.
Absolutely, and by what Linda means is because you're going to back them. like this.
You're not going to have any light passing
Actually,
through.
this is important because can you see, this is the foundation, so you can see the threads, and then you'd put the backing felt over the top.
Yeah.
Now, remember that, you're going to always have the backing. I'm also going to give you the silver balls. Now, you've used those around the edge.
I've used some little hematite ones around the edge of this particular one using a brick stitch, which, you know, I will demonstrate at some point in the very near future. And I'll quickly go through something when I show you quickly in a minute on a cabochon soutache.
Perfect. Now we're going to give you this bundle as quickly as we can. Don't forget to add the DVD to your order. If your best friend's not watching today because she's out getting the stuff ready for the kids going back to school, grab it for her too, because these are very close. Everything I'm bringing you, very close for a sellout. Solid sterling silver balls is what I've got for you here. You've got 20 of them. So perfect to embellish a piece such as we are creating right now. The Botswana agate plain rounds are 8 and 6 mil, the perfect soutache bundle. EDG C75 for £8.95. You have got the perfect gemstones put together by Linda for you to start using soutache easily. It is easy, isn't it? It's much easier than you thought, isn't it? So get yourself the DVD as well. Learn 6 different projects. Add that to your order for an extra £4.95. We are uber busy. We've had a text question.
Right.
Are you sewing through all 3 cords at the same go? Because it looks like you're only going through 1 in a text message.
Do you mean when I'm actually wrapping it?
When you're doing this now, yeah.
When I'm doing this now, when you come to, you've put your first cord around the first bead, then you've put your second lot of cord around the first bead and your third lot of cord around the first bead, if that's the way you're going. When you come to doing your loop, you're coming back on yourself on the little koala face, you are working through all 3. And trust me when I say, you know when you've hit that stitching point in the soutache, because that needle will glide through as if it's melted butter. As I say, I can't sort of encourage you too much that if you hit a little bit of restriction, you're on the rib of the soutache. The idea to stitch in the ditch is simply because that is going to hide your stitches for you, okay, and don't over pull. But yes, I am, when I'm going through that, saying I'm going through all 3 layers, through the ditch of all 3 layers.
And another question, can monofilament be used? Right,
okay, yes it can. The only thing, there's just one catch with monofilament, is because it's translucent in a good light, and I'm talking in sort of under fluorescent lights, you get a certain amount of a ping that bounces off monofilament, so you may, those little stitches that you haven't quite buried,
can be seen, light reflects
will be seen, it'll reflect, the light will reflect off it. But by all means, I mean, this is a medium perhaps where you do need to practice a little bit first with your cords, so certainly try your stitches, try your gauging of stitches, your tension of stitches, yes, by all means do that, but to get the end product just right, then on all the layers, rather than the last layer, use the white Eslon thread, which is a silk thread which glides through easily, and then your matching thread on your final one.
Perfect, and a good point actually, it will reflect, won't it? Okay, so what's next?
Right, okay, so we've got to the point now where we've got our 2 beads down here. This is the very, very first soutache design that you're probably going to make. We have got our excess, the leftover, as you can see here, which you can, and I'll just show you on this one here. This you can see on this one here that we've got that little face there. Sorry Claire, that little face there of that little koala face. But because I've got plenty of excess thread, then I carried on using the soutache, you know, coming back and going round, which is exactly what you'll do. You'll find, oh, this is brilliant. I'm going to sew some little beads inside those. We'll all come to that at some point. But at the point where we've got to now, which we're beginning with, is we've got this excess now. With the excess, okay, here, what I do, as I say, we're working on the back now, so please don't worry, because we're going to put backing fabrics onto it. If it's a little bit lumpy, we can put a little bit of, say, cotton wool or something in there to hide that lumps before we put the backing on. We'll come to all of that, so don't be frightened of anything. There is an answer to everything, and every answer is so simple. It truly is, nothing complicated about it. But when you're working with getting rid of your excess, okay, you see we've got our 3 coming off either side. Yeah. Now, the trick I do is I use a good glue, okay, a good glue.
Jewellery making glue? Or?
Our jewellery making glue. And I just, across the 3 layers, I pop the jewellery making glue, okay? I give it about a minute, literally a minute, to slightly go off, okay? And then cut with some very sharp scissors just above that glue level, and that means you're not going to get any fray, because you will get fray from, you see that fraying on the end? You will get that, but if you put the glue and cut just below that glue line, you won't get any fraying. But this is the way it's manufactured. And to be honest, when you come to do more designs later, that actual little bit of fraying can come into a design quite beautifully.
Oh gosh, yes.
You know, when
you're using stalk scissors, are they the perfect style of scissors to use?
These are my.
I've got them. They go. I love them.
Yeah, these are my embroidery scissors. Which it's if you've got scissors, if you want to use some scissors for the, not necessarily these, but just get some nice pointed scissors that are really sharp.
Aren't they?
Yeah, really sharp. So we've covered that beginning, which basically is the beginning for this design. Now, the only thing that you can do next, perhaps, is by using the backing or by using the beading foundation, is to draw around your design on a little piece of, say, greaseproof or tracing paper. Then you've got your outline. Transpose that onto the beading foundation or your backing, and then make it slightly bigger, cut around it, and then pop that onto the back, like I've done here. Now I have glued this on, again, okay, so you can get your design, glue it on, so there's glue behind there, leave a good 1/8 to probably just above an 8. When you're first starting, leave a 1/4 of an inch, okay? And that's where we sew our edging beads onto.
And actually the edging beads are used then practically, rather not just for a design.
It's a design, and it's sort of hiding stitches. And then because of the brick stitch, which I'll come to at some point in the future, you can then add more cord around the edge. I mean, it's as long as short as you want it to be.
Okay. So where next then? While you're getting prepared, I just need to let everybody know, DVD is so popular. Please make sure you've checked. I don't want anyone disappointed. You need to make sure you're quick, because I don't want anyone missing out. Now there will be more Sutash. We've got an advanced order. We've got an order now for more Sutash cords. Hannah Roxbury has let us know. We will try and get more stock in as soon as we can. Now a lot of this is selling out. The cords are selling out left, right and centre, and the DVD is a very, very, very popular indeed. Now you're all sort of light bulbs are going off. This is easier than I thought. Easy. And it's going to take time. It doesn't happen in a blink of an eye. But you know what? It's all like riding a bike. Just keep going over and over and over and over and over and over. The same sort of thing. And it's very therapeutic, isn't it?
Very therapeutic. It is something that you will be able to do in front of the telly. And honestly, if I'm going to have my fingernails pulled out, I tell you, I only started doing this 2 months ago, and I'm totally and utterly hooked on it.
And you're amazing.
And I love it. It's a beautiful thing to do, and it's got so many diverse opportunities for its use.
If I was getting married, this would be in my hair.
Well, they are. It's very much talking point, Sutash, now. You know, everybody will say, "Oh, where did you buy that from?" Well, I made it. It's
so vintage, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's kind of Tudor, and I like that. Do you know what I mean? That kind of embellishment. I absolutely adore it. Now, okay, you're framing here.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm just moving on slightly. We've framed our round beads
in the same way that you've done the round beads. You're doing
but
this.
This now we're using either cabochons with no hole in through it. I've got some lovely Amazonite here that has got a hole running through, but it's flat backed. So get the beading foundation, which is that black that Jenny showed you earlier, this one. Okay,
I've got it there actually.
Yeah, this is the beading foundation. Okay, so this is where this is going to come into touch now.
Okay, you can grab that $7.95 for the full starter pack with the Eslon threads, one white, one black. Smaller beading foundation, larger beading foundation. What else did I have with that? And the 4 needles, all for just $7.95. Don't forget to add that DVD to your order. And without further ado, because we are limited on time, and I want to see more.
Right, now with a flat back stone, all you need to do is with your beading foundation is to glue it on, okay? Use some
regular jewellery glue.
Glue it on to a larger piece than I'm actually showing you there, and then cut it to this sort of 2mm to a 1/16, or slightly bigger if you're a little less confident, have the edge, okay?
Can I ask you, is this the only thing that's going to be supporting my gemstone, the glue, or am I going to go on further to give it more support with Sutash cords? Will they add support?
Of course, yes, they will.
Fine.
But the glue, as long as you use, I mean, the jewellery glue that we have on the website and that, jewellery glue, it's brilliant. You know, don't ever underestimate the fact that glue has a very valid part in jewellery making, particularly Sutash.
Okay.
Now, if I quickly show you on this one here, where I've added 4 cords, okay? Now you can see I've got quite a lot of excess. On this one, deliberately, I might add, I've got a short. You see that short one there?
Why have you got a little shorty?
Because I wanted to show you, but that ain't going to be enough to turn around and do my loop.
So that's what would happen if I didn't cut enough off.
Please make sure that there's plenty.
I can't stitch more on, can I?
Right, so we've glued on, we've let it dry off. Okay, now if you're using an oval or a round, you might want to put some sentinel points on, but I know where I'm going because I've got 2 holes in my cabochon. Okay. So all we need to do is to bring our needle through our backing fabric.
Okay, dokes. Have you put that knot on the end again?
Yeah, the knot's there on the end, sorry. Bring it through as close as you can to our cabochon, and then all we need to do is stitch through the ditch.
Oh, before you go all the way through the needle?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I do, stitch through the ditch.
Yes, it makes sense.
Okay, now get that on, pull through, and then bring it down, okay, and we're away. And each time we're using this beading foundation now to stitch 2, because we've got this flat cabochon setting. Okay, so it's a tiny stitch into the ditch, diagonal stitches down through your backing foundation.
Okay.
Okay, and then every single time you need, as I say, you need to do your stitches really slowly so that you can see where you've looped and hopefully come through. Yeah, I've got a knot there, a nice knot there. So in order to take that away, I'm going to cut that off because
this is good, because this will happen to me at home.
Well, it happens to everybody. It happens to everybody.
So I don't need to worry and think, oh, I'm rubbish, I keep doing that. That's normal.
No, absolutely not. This is why I'm saying, please, and we've seen it now live on air, you must do the stitches quite slowly. So again, I'm just going to put that little knot through. Take it slow, pull it through slowly. So come back through the backing fabric at an angle. Get the ditch of the Sutash, pop it onto the needle. The needles are very sharp, so they'll glide through. Pull it through and pull down on the it's all going badly wrong because I stitched through my knot. So pop it through the ditch, bring it down onto the gemstone, okay, and pull through. Okay, I don't think I've got a knot there, which is why it came through the other end. Keep on getting that flat. So that's sort of getting that flat towards the gemstone.
Flush, yeah.
Yeah, flush with it, that's the word, Jenny. And then just a tiny little stitch, change your angle, take it through.
Are you going through the hole there or just through the ditch?
No, just through the backing fabric. I'm ignoring the hole completely because I will cover that hole
later on.
Yeah, with the layers, okay? So come back through the backing fabric, through the ditch.
Because you've secured it on with the glue already. So I was thinking, what falls off? And then I thought,
So continue doing that all the way around. Doing, as you come to the corners, just do tiny little stitches on your outside.
On the angle.
Yeah, on your angle, bringing it through. And I've lost my threads completely out of my needle now. So bring it through each time. Yeah, let me just get, I've got a needle thread.
This is what, here we go, look.
And then as you come all the way round, that's right, as you come, if Jenny holds that, as you come all the way around with that internal one, okay, and we come to there, then what we do then is we come back and bring it back round to there and secure it, as we did exactly the same on the round bead. Okay, make your stitches very tiny on the outside, but you can afford to go larger on the backing through to the outside.
Okay.
And then exactly the same format here is when you come to this join here, put on your next layer of soutache cord.
Like we did with the rounds?
Yeah, exactly the same as the round, and then you can go all the way round, okay? But you will, where you start the soutache, right, you are obviously going to come all the way around and finish at the same point. So keep it going in a clockwork manner all the way around. Okay, and you'll see from the soutache that although it's very, very tiny, it has got a ziggy-zaggy pattern. When you're layering it, make sure that you're, if you want to be a purist, make sure that your soutache is going in the same direction. When you look at your soutache cord, you'll see exactly what I'm saying. There's a very definite direction of the zigzags. And just bring it all the way around and finish it off just like that. And then you can start bringing it round. That, you see, there's the stitching on the back. That's
I'm glad,
the beading,
you know what?
foundation.
Perfect, because it now shows me.
Exactly. That's,
and then I put the backing felt on the back. That's why we give you the backing felt.
Never ever worry too much at all about what's going on the back, because you will be covering it eventually.
Absolutely. Now, let me show you all of the different designs that Sheila has done, and now that we see the basics, you can Sheila, I always do that to you too.
She keeps talking. She's having a sleep.
She's just, everybody does. They're the same person. How long have I known you now?
Oh, long enough.
Still do it. Still do it. They're just amazing, aren't they? I bet even your family do that, don't they?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Chloe's asking to see the backs of everything. Yes, see, so some of perfected them, with the beading felt.
Some of them probably aren't finished off because they've been rushed out, but then again, it's probably a good idea if some of them are. Actually, they may all be finished off, but it's a good idea probably to see just how all your hard work and all your efforts will be seen from the back, but then hey ho, put that backing on, and it also makes it comfortable. That's exactly right. It makes it comfortable.
So beautiful. Right. So here is a larger version of the exact design that.
It's very much a variation on a theme, isn't it? It's where you want to go with it.
That we've seen today. Yeah. It's the same kind of thing, isn't it? And then using a very large. Now this
that piece
is gorgeous, almost like an angel. I love that with that cabochon. Isn't that cabochon beautiful? Oh, I love that.
I mean, the pleasure of soutache is really exploring first the method, and as I said, and you've now just witnessed, it's just purely a running stitch, and then letting the cord, the gemstones, do the work for you, and just experiment, and you can make it as simplistic or as effortlessly chic as you want it to be. What
about this for a bridal combination? And honestly, just amazing. $4.95 for your introduction to Soutache DVD, TEGC18. I've got to let you know. So how much have we got left stock-wise? Now this is during the live show on the 1st of September. 2/3 of the entire stock of the DVD has been allocated. Please make sure you secure yours as quickly as you can. I can't guarantee any kind of stock levels at the moment because you're going absolutely bananas for this. Now the Soutache cords themselves, which ones have sold out? We're very close. The blue and the natural have gone and sold out, so I'm so sorry, they're gone. The brights, we have very, very limited quantities.
That's my favourite as well, the brights. That's my favourite, the brights. They look stunning with every gemstone.
They're so beautiful, aren't they? So we've realised now that Soutache is in fact a simple technique, even though it looks, everybody's saying how easy it is, you know, even though it looks complex, even though it looks so detailed and so difficult, it really couldn't be simpler, could it? If you can sew a button on, then you can Soutache. That's how difficult it is. Now, Linda, when we're thinking about Soutache, is there anything else that's essential to have in our collection, or any other knowledge that we need to know before we start? Or is it that simple?
It's that simple. You just need to be able to do a little running simplistic stitch like that, and just let the whole thing evolve. It certainly is a medium that will evolve, and you won't know when to put it down and when to stop. It's that glorious. Really
we will be expecting to see some more masterclasses with Linda and some more shows involving Sutash. Now, I've got to say, in this masterclass live hour, we have been exceedingly busy. If you're watching a repeat of this show, it's likely that there's stock in, but while I'm referencing stock right now, it's simply the live show stock that I'm referencing too. With that said, you now need to make sure you are checking out baskets. That concludes our show today, and I need you to make sure now, if you want the DVD, the Brights are very close to selling out, so you've got to be very fast for that. The DVD, just £4.95. Thank you so much for all your inspiration.
We will continue this on. Any help you need, email us.
Definitely. Now, all that's left for us to say is grab your Sutash, enjoy it, and send us the new designs on the Wall of Fame. We'll see you later.
Bye.